and their precision analytic tools and multispectral cameras that they sell. Now, SlantRange has been in the drone market since 2014, so around 5 years or so now, and they've originated from similar background to some of the other multispectral companies, which is more of a military background, building sensors for autonomous aircrafts or manned aircraft for the military. They've then applied some of that technology to focus specifically on agriculture. SlantRange has a 4P sensor that's one of their newer sensors that we're going to talk about in just a bit. They also come out with a software to process the imagery as well as other analytics tools in a software called SlantView. So let's go through the 4P sensor. This is actually the 4P Plus. The Plus is twice the resolution before of some of their previous cameras, the 3P and the 2P. So you get a higher resolution on their sensor. This is a 6-band sensor. So if you see here, there's actually 4 different lenses. One of those is RGB, or red, green, blue. That gets you your color photography, as well as a red edge, and near infrared for doing your indices. This actually has a precision navigation module on it for precise locations of the photos. That allows you to stitch the photos more easily. And in that precision navigation module, it plugs right into the sensor. You can see the connector here on the back. There is a better IMU. So the IMU allows you to get better X, Y, and Z positioning, and that's tagged onto the imagery. It also has a laser rangefinder, and that gives you the altitude where the drone is flying. So you have a better distance from the plants of where the imagery was collected, as well as more precise pointing location. And so that sensor has added a lot to better aligning and stitching the imagery for the analytics. On this particular option, we also have the Skyport integration here, and that allows us to plug directly into the M200 series by DJI. So the M200 or the M210, as well as other Skyport integration tools such as the Inspire 2 or other drones that may come out later by DJI that will have that Skyport on it. So we're able to control and talk to the sensor via the drone. That opens up future capabilities for triggering third-party apps, onboard processing, for example. So that's the 4P Plus. Also coming in the kit is the light sensor, or the ALS. So that is the proprietary light sensor for the SlantRange sensors. And this captures downwelling light that's coming in from changing lighting conditions. So we can correct our imagery for sunny conditions or cloudy conditions, and that's done in real time as the drone is flying. This is the RTK version of the sensor. So what it will use is a base station to correct the GPS location for more precise or accurate location of the information coming in from the sensor. So your maps will be more precisely aligned on the Earth. And then if you fly through time, then your maps will overlay on top of each other. This is part of an advanced phenotyping package, more for test plots and breeding trials, where you need to know that that plant is the same plant every single time you fly for taking more accurate measurements. SlantRange has worked with IMLID, the IMLID Reach, which is a more low-cost base station that you can use. So this is the Reach base station. I'll take it out. It runs around $900 or so, and we'll mount it on a tripod. From the Reach, we have a 915 radio, and so we'll plug this into our base station after about 5 minutes or so to allow it to get connectivity and for the positioning to kind of settle out. We also have a radio that connects directly into our sensor. And so these radios will connect to each other, and that way when the camera triggers, it's tagging the imagery with the more accurate base station IMLID data set or GPS geotag than just a standard geotag from the GPS positioning. We also have our RTK antenna or GPS that mount directly to the drone. If we look at pricing, then you can see there's a range of options in the pricing. So the base model for the 4P Plus starts at about $5,700. But if you want to add in the Skyport integration, you're looking at another $1,200. If you want the precision navigation module with the RTK base station, you're looking at another $3,500. And then you need to account for the software. So SlantView is the software that SlantRange has developed in-house to work with their sensors. Now, I've been told that you can also use Pix4D to process, but in this case, SlantRange has allowed you to reduce the overlap to around 30 or 40% when you're flying. And if you want to use a third-party software, then you have to increase to the standard 75, 80%. And so the benefit really here is in that lower overlap for increased flight time. So there's a lot of analytics that they have built to fit and match their software, including your standard index maps, as well as some plant counting tools that they've developed. You're really buying the sensor to work with their software. And so you need to account for 12 months of SlantView, which runs around $2,940. That's a quick overview of what comes with the 4P Plus RTK. And with that, we'll see you in the next lecture.